Good morning, sir.
Okay. Can anybody confirm, please? Is it my screen visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have seen fettling activity, then other miscellaneous activities, which is pattern making and painting. So when I say pattern making, as I mentioned, basically they use two materials promptly. One is wooden ones, and second is uh, aluminum patterns. Okay, the most preferably they use wooden patterns, and second case they go for aluminum pattern. Okay, so while making patterns also, we will expose to noise in the pattern making shops where they use various different types of equipments to create such patterns. Then hazard of the wood cutting and also the finishing machines, then wood dust from the sawing. So as I mentioned, wood is the a primary material or useful material to create such complex uh, parts. So they prefer always wood, exposure to the wooden dust, even electrical work, painting, fire hazard from the flammable fumes, and also the general dust. These are the various hazards we may expose with the pattern. Here we have reduce noise or provide ear protection. Then for the wooden cutting and also finishing machines, we have to ensure all rotating parts are properly provide guarding. Then local exhaust ventilation systems for the wood saw machines where the wooden dust is generating. Then electrical equipment must be properly earthed and operated safely and using of proper PPEs. Then near the painting area, speedy fume removals like painting can be done at a controlled atmospheres like in a closed atmospheres like in automobiles we have paint booths. So these painting also can be done such a manner. So with my experience, mostly they do in open air itself, and no smoking allowed or any naked flame near the paint area because here they use spray painting. So because of that fine paint, it can able to catch the fire. Then vacuum cleaning for the basic dust to removal of dust particles near the vicinity. So these are the some of the minimum requirements for gangways and pouring aziles. Pouring in the sense where we are pouring our molten metal in the molds. So when I say gangway, even the even surface and also hard materials and also free from obstruction to avoid slip, trip, and fall hazards. If it is not used by the carry molten metal, you can use it for 0.92 meters. It is close to 1 meter. If you are not using for molten metal carry, in the sense you are not using ladles in this pathway. If you are using to carry the molten metal, so where the truck ladle are used, so it is zero point 0.6 wider, and where the hand shanks are carried, here it is 1 or 2 men, which is 0.92 meters. Hand shanks in the sense the smaller ones, the people can able to carry. Where the hand shanks and all are carried more than two, it should be 1.2 meters, travel in both directions, then 1.8 meters. It is simple that two people, if they use 0.92, more than two, if it is in 1.2 meters, if they're using both directions, then it is 1.8 meters. Then the pouring aziles, where the ladles will taken, or the ladles is carried, molten metal carried with one or two men for the ladle, which is zero point 0.6, and the mold remains 0.5 1 meter height from the floor, then it should be 0.6 meter. Then molten metal carried by more than two men per ladle, it is 0.76 meters. And molten metal carried in a crane trolley or any truck ladle, it is safe width. So there is no requirement. We can maintain based on the ladle size. We can accordingly design our aziles. Okay. So with this, we have done this topic. I'll jump into the other topic. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, we can discuss. I'll just take out the presentation. Just a minute, please. Okay, how many of you know about work permit system? Have you filled work permit before?
Yeah,
Yes,
all of
sir.
us.
Okay,
PTW is mandatory in industry, sir. We are following it.
okay, good. Okay, share my screen now. So this is the recent revision which we got from Bureau of Indian Standards, which is IS 17893. It is released in June 2023, a work permit system code of practice. Okay, okay. So basically, for which kind of activities we do this work permit?
Both cold and hot work.
Okay, both cold and hard works. And what is the purpose for
Correct.
this practicing
But
work
it was
permit system?
to ensure the safety of person as well as equipment, environment.
Okay,
Proper isolation, positive isolation.
okay. Basically, as you mentioned, all the answers are right. One is to secure the life of the people, property, as well as environment. Okay, okay. So basically, the permit means it is a certified procedure for allowing certain work to be carried out in a fixed place and during a given period of time. It is also a procedure authorizing entry to certain facilities. Basically, what will happen when I say work permit, there are a multi stakeholders involvement will be there. When I say multi stakeholders, there are maybe internal stakeholders or external stakeholders. It is nothing but contractors or third party people or calibration people, or sometimes we do internal people itself. Okay, so to access those people, if they are internal people, it is fine. They know with the hazards what they are going to do with that. Then if it is an external people, they are not aware about the plant's specific hazards which is around. So that's why it is a certified procedure. We are allowing them to perform an activity at fixed places. They should not go and perform wherever they want. That's why we'll fill in the work permit utility area, exactly location near the which machine you are working, which part of that area you are working, and also what is the time we have given to you. So morning 10 to 6 or 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. So whenever this time limits exceeds, so again it go for further authorization. Okay, that is the basically a work permit. So it provides a checklist for a systematic method of risk assessment, warns the residual hazards in the job, and also outlines the precautions to be taken while carrying out the job to achieve the stated objectives. Is all your permits meeting this requirement? It provides a checklist for systematic risk assessment, warns the residual hazards in your job. Is it your permits doing this? Is there any checklist in your permit? For example, when I say hard work, so what are the points your hard work permit is carrying? What are the
Uh,
checkpoints?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
सर हरिराम किसको स्पीकिंग.
हाँ हरिराम
सर
बताइए.
सर सर ये जो प्लान है ना, जनरल प्लान इंस्पेक्शन. सर सर वो कितना ये इंस्पेक्शन है, रूटीन इंस्पेक्शन, ये कितना टाइप का है सर?
नहीं नहीं, ये इंस्पेक्शन के बारे में नहीं, ये तो वर्क परमिट के बारे में चल रहा है.
ओके ओके ओके
We are talking about work permit system.
ओके 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 सर. थैंक
Okay,
यू सर.
thank you. So basically, when we see any permit, there we'll make certain questions. Is there any, when I take an example of hard work permit, is there any combustible materials nearby? Or are we removed all the combustible materials nearby the work area? Is there any chemicals stored in and around, or flammable chemicals stored in and around? Is there any material transfer activities happening near the hot work area? Are the fire hydrant line available, or first aid fire extinguisher is provided or not? Or do we have fire blankets nearby? Are you done any gas test before starting of this hot activity? If you are doing welding, to which earth pit or with earth strip you have connected? So like that, we'll have a pre checklist, and also it will gives the residual hazards also. When I say hazards, so when I say fire and explosion, burns, or any high intensity of light, if you are doing welding, exposure to the fumes, hot surfaces, then static electricity or improper earthing, all these are hazards. Against that, it will also outlines the precautions. So what are the precautions against the hazards which I have identified? Okay. Then it provides a responsibility for the persons who accountable for authorizing the work and ensuring that the workplace is safe. So basically it gives the responsibility area owner, not the safety officer. With this update in Indian standards, now the complete responsibility lies with the area owner, not the safety officer. जब safety officer साइन किया, ठीक है, पूरा इसका जिम्मेदारी है. सो अपन को क्या, अपन कुछ नहीं, हम खाली साइन करके परमिट देना है कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को, बाकी पूरा सेफ्टी वाला दे देगा और देख लेगा वो. Not the case now. So only the safety officer responsibility is to, he should make sure that the people are aware about this procedure or this code of practice. He has to ensure everybody is aware, everybody is following the same, and he has to do a inspection as per the practice. Are we following it or not? That is his responsibility. Then it establishes safe working conditions for carrying out any maintenance, repair, inspection work, and to serve an official record of those established conditions as requirements agreed upon by the issuer and the acceptor of the permit. So basically, it creates an official record. So that's why, in case of any accident happens, especially in the shutdowns or any breakdown, anything happen in the project stage, we will look for the work permit, whether these activity assessed by the company or not. Immediately the inspector of factories will ask, okay, where is the permit? How many people are involved? Whether the people are known the hazards which is there associated with this activity. Are you done any JSA, or are you done any risk assessment? Are you done any methods, prepared any method statements for this activity? Are you conducted toolbox talk prior to this activity? Whether they understood the contractor who is performing it, how many years of experience is having, all these things they will come up with. So work permit, what will happen? It is going to be an official record. The terms which is agreed, or the conditions as requirements agreed. So when I say requirements, what is the requirements? Definitely, ultimately, safety requirements. So work he will do for sure. That is, we have agreed as per the contract or as per the PO, as per the purchase order which he has agreed to perform. But safety is the concern for us. So whatever we have identified the hazards with the joint inspection, against we also suggest the safety precautions. So against they have to perform the activity. So when I say issuer, so issuer will be the area owner who is authorizing the person permit. When I say acceptor, either they are contract or even sometimes internal team as well. Okay. So when I say a work permit is used to authorize a routine or non-routine work to be carried out, it clearly explains the precautions to be taken, ensure safety of the personnel, installations, environment while performing the job. and it is accepted by the agencies such as Director of Factories of various states and governments. So it is developed by Inspector of Factories. This is about the basic thing of this. Now we'll get into the topic. Basically, it comes in a PDF. So for ease, I have converted into Word and I have highlighted, because if it is almost 64 page, so we need not to go complete 64 page. So wherever is required for our course purpose and also our knowledge purpose, I have highlighted the things. So when I say
Sir,
work
1 minute.
permits, yeah,
Sir, this is the recent, na Bureau Veritas. It is applicable in India,
it is not so.
everywhere. Where is
It is
not like
not
that?
Bureau Veritas. It is Bureau of Indian Standards.
Acha, Bureau of Indian Standard. Okay.
Indian standards
It is
are
applicable all industry.
correct. It is applicable for entire India.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Like we have ISO standards, like this is an Indian standard. We can use this reference and we can develop our internal procedures.
Sir, this is a recent development. This one is
Yes, it is released on June 2023.
latest.
Yeah, latest only.
Okay,
June
okay, sir.
2023. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say there are different types of work permits: cold work permits, hot work permit, confined space or vessel entry, excavation, electrical work, work at height, and radiography. So maybe some people, for some of the activities, radiography is not applicable. Otherwise, most of the organizations from cold to height work permits or the general permits they can use. Okay. Now we'll see one by one. When I say in general work permit procedure, it is applicable to the restricted areas in the plant or unit. However, work permit may not be applicable for the following areas. So where it is applicable, it is
Sir,
applicable to, yeah.
so just a minute. In our industry, we are following only two types of work permits, cold and hot. And जो
Mhm.
भी rest all other permits, they are being categorized either in cold or hot, like that.
So when you say confined space permit, what will do? Which permit
Cold
you will
work
do?
permit only. If nothing is like a hot job inside confined space, then we are restricting to cold work with confined space.
Okay, maybe you have included all the points which is applicable to cold work. I mean,
Yes.
confined space. You have
Right,
incorporated in the cold work itself.
right, exactly.
Yeah, that is fine, because there are industries how they do is they will make a general work permit. In that, they will have all the basic terms and conditions, even electrical isolations, even confined space checks and all. And in case of additional activity apart from the general, they will just link that permit. For example, I'm doing hard work. I will write one general permit and I will attach hard work permit as well. Then I will enter the number of hard work permit in my general work permit number, so that it meets the both the requirements. There are industries they are following different ways, but ultimately we should ensure the code of practice which is meeting.
Okay, sir, right.
Yeah. So, as per this, the general work permit procedure is applicable to all the restricted areas in the plant. So, wherever the restricted areas or unauthorized areas, and in some cases, the permits are not applicable. These are the few cases the work permit is not applicable. We'll see that. One is routine. Here, they have just taken example of welding, cutting, and also similar maintenance, fabrication works, and all. So, wherever you have a routine activity, for that there is no permit required. Okay. And routine sampling of the purpose of laboratory analysis, so they will take all regular samplings whenever any uh, new material comes in or new chemical comes in. Then canteen for cooking, for that also it is also a hat activity where they use burners or any steam, etc. Then torches, furnace or sparking equipments, etc. then collecting of garbage in a specified safe locations, all cold jobs in office buildings, including control room building. However, the job required by electrical isolation, work at height and excavation, etc. In these areas will require a work permit. So whenever there happens cold work, any
Sir, one
isolation
more thing.
happens.
Sir, one
Yeah.
more thing. Collection of garbage, point E,
Mm-hmm.
from specified safe locations in the plant area. If
Mm-hmm.
it is manual collection only, permit is not required. Na? If it is through any vehicle inside ISBL, then permit is required, right?
No, again, it is different, Srinivas. So basically, what will happen uh, when you say wherever the garbage is there, which is collected by the third party, that is a different case because third person is entering your premises. Definitely, the permit is required, or somebody has to what do you call now?
Yes, sir. It is
Mm,
our horticulture team or housekeeping team
that is
who
the case.
are
Then the
already.
permit is not required. Why? Because that is your own. That is your own vehicle, right? Why should you have the permit?
Yes, contract vehicle, like we are using tractor.
Okay, that is that
But it is
not required.
entering into the ISBL area inside battery limit, then I think permit shall be required.
In such a case, are you keeping that area as a restricted area?
Uh, Restricted, yes, yes. The
Yeah.
ISBL is fenced with boom barrier.
Then if you are saying it is in a restricted area, then the permit is required.
Okay.
If you're not saying as a restricted area, then no permit is required, because even we have to see the criticality of the activity. So what can go wrong if a tractor went inside or the people are going went inside? The criticality activity also we have to check, because is it practically possible to have everyday permit for picking up of scrap, or the frequency of activity, is it once in a week or once in 10 days or once in a month? If it is
Okay.
daily happening, writing a permit is not practically possible. For that, you
It
can
is.
implement an yeah other checkpoint, because it just picking up of scrap and they will just come out. They are not interacting with your process. If they are not interacting with your activity, then a permit is not required. You can implement any other checking mechanism.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Then visual inspection by the maintenance or inspection personnel or rotary or any static equipment in the plant. For visual inspections also is not required, because it is just an observation the maintenance team is doing to understand the performance of the equipments. Then further, replacement of bulbs and poles inside the plant area on the roads and required permit. So in the poles, in the sense, which is again referring to the height, which is going for height work, then definitely you need a permit. Then gardening related manual jobs like grass cutting with hand cutters, branch trimming, cutting, etc. around the offices, buildings, control room buildings, plant areas and non-plant areas. However, for job requiring electrical connection like lawn mowers, mechanized hacksaw machines, and also other height like climbing a tree and excavation more than 30 centimeters deep will require respective permits. Until unless you are not using any machineries or equipment, you need not fall to have this permit system. If you are going with any electrical connections, or climbing a tree or cutting the branches of it, or doing an excavation more than 30 centimeters, then you need to have a permit. And any other routine activities authorized by the facility in charge by a separate notification. Okay.
Sir, irrespective of ISBL and OSBL, if
Mm-hmm.
we are using electrical equipment for lawn cutting, we have to give the permit if it is within premises of our factory, right?
Yes, yes,
Irrespective of ISBL and OSBL.
yes. Wherever you're using, if your connection is having, you're taking any power supply from that, you have to give the permit.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt,
Yeah.
related to hot job.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if I am doing any hot job in the buildings,
Okay.
as per our practice for hot job, it is mandatory to measure the LEL
Correct.
as ours is the gas plant.
Yes.
But if we are doing any hot job outside battery limit,
Yeah.
so inside the factory, whether LEL measurement is required mandatory as per code, or we can exclude those things.
Again, it is in a situation, Srinivas. So, if
Yeah.
your operations are far away from your administration building,
Yes, far
so
away.
yeah,
Really, it will be more than 30 meters. And
uh,
still, as per our practice, we are maintaining the documents related to LEL. I
yeah, that
hope,
is a safe practice because that LEL and all it is not visible. I mean, with our eyes.
yes. But sir,
That's why.
we are away from our process area. In spite
Mhm.
after, as per code and practice, it has become mandatory for us to check such type of things, and we are
Okay.
maintaining records.
In this also it is there. If I'm not wrong, we'll see the we have sample permits also by this
Okay.
code of practice, but
Uh,
it is always advisable to have that check.
but sir, if we say some hot job is going on precision AC inside control room,
Hmm.
we cannot expect any such explosive gases to present there. But in spite after, is it required? Like installations are with ACs.
Okay, I mean it is a controlled rooms.
Yeah,
I think that
office.
there it is not required.
Even hot job is given, LEL is not
So
required. Any such.
then we should have a clear bifurcation, Srinivas. So when I say like that, the
Hmm.
permit should also carries or the procedure should carry that information because
Yes,
otherwise
sir.
what
That's
will
what I'm
happen?
asking. Whether anywhere
Yeah,
it was written like that,
if we,
then we can follow such type of things
no,
without measure.
because it is a general standard for whole the India, but your workplace is differ than others. It is
Okay.
up to us. We have to define or we have to create our own procedure
Hmm.
based on these guidelines. So how it will be? For example, I am working in a software company, or
Hmm.
you are working in oil and gas company. So when I do
Yes.
hot work in my premises, it is not
Hmm.
required. If
Not
I give the
required.
same example, in your case, you
Yes.
have a gas plant, then you have an administration building. There
Yes.
might be a chance in case of any leakage in our operations, the gas can enter into our premises, even admin
Hmm.
building.
Hmm.
There it is applicable.
Okay.
Even though it is an administration building, there might
Hmm.
be a chance because it is not happen on a, I mean, day to day time. But in case of any such incidents happens, there might be a chance the gas can enter your building also, because each operation is different. Again, pharmaceutical company, whenever you do a job in a pharma building where the production is happens, definitely will do. Even if you are doing any roadside hot work also near the tank farm area within